Let's now go with our correspondent Belén Santos for more details about this event.
Hello studios, how are you? We are here in Havana, Cuba. Once again, we continue covering this festival. That's a Granma Rebelde Festival that joins here in the Cuban capital in order to, first of all, celebrate the 60th anniversary of the Granma newspaper and the Juventud Rebelde newspaper, iconic media outlets from the Cuban Revolution, their experiences, the trajectory, and also the present questions and debates about a revolutionary journalism. And at this moment, I am joined by Hannah Gregg here in teleSUR English from the People's Forum, Director of Culture and Communication. Thank you so much, Hannah, for joining us.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
It's always a pleasure to have you here. Welcome to Havana. And please tell us, we've been debating about the present debates, the present questions that are upon us as media outlets in terms of just facing the current challenges and the current world in the States as it is from a US-based media outlet that's in full solidarity with the Global South. How are you solving, what is the role that journalism has to play in this context?
Well, it's a really important moment, as you said. There are so many new challenges. Every day things are changing, and we're adapting every day as we see the moment shift. And for us in this moment, it is extremely important to be understanding the root of all of the challenges that we face. The working class is experiencing challenges that we know have existed for a long time, but the contradictions are becoming even more intense. Inside the U.S. itself, poverty is rampant. People can't afford food, can't afford their rent, and at the same time, the world has seen live on television the genocide in Palestine that has been so brutal and completely backed by the United States, and we're seeing more and more that young people especially have had their eyes opened to what the reality of U.S. imperialism is because of this brutal genocide on the Palestinian people. Right now we're in a particular situation in that young people whose eyes have been opened in this way are now seeing the brutality of U.S. imperialism all around the world. And so as media outlets, as the People's Forum is a cultural space, an education space, and we think it's really important to be sharing the truth of what's happening, to be sharing the truth of what the U.S. government has its hands on. And what we're seeing is that the U.S. has supported genocides, supports wars abroad, and young people and really the people of the world are standing up against it. And so we have to continue to tell those stories.
Now, as you were saying, of course, such challenging times, and I think it was President Petro from Colombia who was always coming back to this idea that Palestine and the genocide in Palestine was shifting everyone's minds in terms of the present world today, as you were just mentioning. And I was thinking, we've seen an increased military aggression in the Caribbean from the United States. And one of the things that many regional leaders from the Caribbean are pointing out is the people of the United States do not support this. The people of the United States are not backing, do not want a new war and a new aggression on the peoples of Latin America and the Caribbean. How from the United States just trying to create that narrative or getting to speak to that population?
Absolutely. I mean, all we have to do is tell the truth. Just like I was saying before, you're right. The people of the United States don't want foreign wars. The people of the United States are having a hard time putting food on the table, are having a hard time finding quality schools for their children to go to, don't have medical care. People in the U.S. are suffering because they can't go to the doctor when they're extremely ill. And yet, we see our government spending so much money to enact wars that the people of the U.S. don't even want to participate in and in fact are against. And so really what it is highlighting the fact that the government is doing completely the opposite of what the people want, and in fact are hurting the people in the process, hurting the people of the United States, because we just want peace and we want to be in solidarity with the people of the world. No one wants to be going to war and enacting these ridiculous, this ridiculous violence on on other people. We need rights and dignity, and we need to support people who are living inside the country as well.
Well, if Palestine taught us something as well, is that the internal pressure from those people standing up to the different governments really played a role in terms of just restricting those violent actions. At a moment in time, they could put a limit, and it had to do with the demonstrations, the increasing pressure of people just showing their governments that they were not in support. So let's hope that something like that can happen as well with the escalation in the Caribbean and Latin America. Thank you so much, Hannah, for joining us once again.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure to have you. So this is once again one more thing that we are going over in this Granma Rebelde Festival here, thinking and sharing experiences with different media outlets. How are we doing journalism with a global South perspective and a future horizon in mind? We go back to studios now.